give me fire, give me double shot is out.
Hello and welcome back to the Aflac Cup Series 2003 season Chase for the Cup. Today we are in Dover, Delaware for 10 laps to continue our journey to Homestead. 10 drivers have a shot at winning the championship, but like always, only one is going to lift it. Last week, Terry Labonte kicked us off in exciting fashion as he passed for the lead on the final lap to capture the victory at New Hampshire. Ryan Newman was the most dominant driver at New Hampshire, but ended up wrecking late in the race with competitor Jeff Gordon while racing for the lead. Today's starting lineup is based on points at the start of the chase, so Matt Kenseth will be on the pole for today's race, and Ricky Rudd, he is the fastest car in practice. Look for Ricky to make some moves today. We have some breaking news in the Aflac Cup Series after last week's events. Rusty Wallace was faced backwards on the racetrack as competitors raced hard back to the caution. NASCAR deemed this unsafe, and they made a rule change where there will be no more racing back to the caution flag. When the caution comes out, the field is frozen, and that will be the lineup for the restart, and lap cars will be awarded the lucky dog. The first car on the lead lap will get the lucky dog. The first car one lap down will get the lucky dog. Now let's go trackside for the command. Drivers, start your engines. Matt Kenseth, Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Jimmy Johnson roll off. And while these drivers get fired up, we're going to check out that starting lineup. On the pole for today's race via points, it's Matt Kenseth to his outside, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kevin Harvick on the inside of row 2 next to Jimmy Johnson. And in row 3, we have the Rocket Man, Ryan Newman, and Jeff Gordon. Sitting in row 4, it's Kurt Busch and Bobby Labonte. And our last two championship drivers, Terry Labonte and Michael Waltrip, in row 5. Tony Stewart missed the playoffs for the first time since it's been introduced. And Jeff Burton in row 6, Robbie Gordon and Rusty Wallace in row 7, and Jamie McMurray and Mark Martin in row 8. Row 9, we have Bill Elliott and Ricky Rudd. And then in row 10, it's Sterling Marlin and Elliott Sadler. Parked in row 11, it's Greg Biffle. Almost won last week's race next to Ricky Craven. And then Ward Burton in row 12 next to Joe Nemechek. Jeremy Mayfield and Johnny Benson sit in row 13. And in row 14 we have Dale Jarrett and Dave Blaney. Row 15, Mongo and Jimmy Spencer next to John Andretti. Steve Park and Kenny Wallace in row 16. In row 17 is Todd Bodine and Mike Skinner. Casey Mears and Kyle Petty find themselves deep in the field based on points in row 18, and so do Jason Leffler and Ken Schrader. Row 20 is Johnny Sauter and Christian Fittipaldi. Then we have Jason Keller and Jeff Green in row 21. 10 laps today is 10 miles of the Monster Mile. 95 degrees is the track temp, and it's sunny and 75. We're going to take you to Benny and Alan.
Hey, what,
Cue
Alan?
the duck.
Cue the duck. I hear some quacking going on. Come on, cue the duck. Time for the Aflac NASCAR Winston Cup Trivia Quiz.
So every race in the Aflac Cup Series 2003 Chase for the Cup will be based on the real-life grid from each race in 2003, so I'd get used to seeing Ryan Newman start up front. Now we're ready for the green flag here. The Aflac Duck is waving the flag, and we're green at Dover. Dale Jr. gets a good jump on Matt Kenseth. Kenseth surges back but gets loose off of turn 2. Dale Jr. on the outside. Harvick. Oh, Newman dives in too low. Gets loose and turns around into the outside wall. Caution on lap 1 as Ryan Newman drives it in hard into turn 3 and slips up the track. Watch as he tries to go low here at Kevin Harvick. Harvick, in all fairness to Newman, Harvick did leave the door open, but Newman may have drove it in a little too hard. He gets into the left rear quarter panel of Kevin Harvick. We'll have to watch to see if Harvick comes down pit road to see if he has a tire down. So Newman and Harvick involved in this crash. It looks like Kevin Harvick is opting to stay out here. Should be interesting for Kevin Harvick. So after a wild start in Dover, we're ready to go back green flag racing. we're going to cue the duck one more time. So actually, in real life, Dale Jarrett was the one who brought out the lucky dog situation instead of Rusty Wallace in the Aflac Cup Series. So green flag is back in the air. Junior gets a great jump on the field, but here comes Kenseth. After starting on the pole, he wants it back here. Kenseth is mighty good here at Dover in his young career. Cars slip through turns 3 and 4. Now here's Kenseth and Junior coming off of turn 2. Kenseth looks to the inside. Oh, but Junior's going to keep him pinned down. The momentum on that high side off the corners is what you need here at Dover. When you're side by side, of course. Dale Jr. is able to keep Kenseth at bay for now, but Matt Kenseth is not done. He clearly has the fastest car on the racetrack, and he's trying to get by that Budweiser Chevrolet. Looks low, goes back high. Now Kenseth has the high ride, and he'll take that momentum into the race lead. With 5 laps to go, put Matt Kenseth into the lead. Junior slips up the track via a bump from Kevin Harvick there. These guys dive bomb into turn 1. Oh, Joe Nemechek goes up the racetrack. Greg Biffle has to slow down and check up there. Up at turn 4, Matt Kenseth still maintains the lead, and it is growing. And we're now second place, Kevin Harvick. Harvick is under pressure from Kurt Busch. Looks like the Roush cars have brought good products here to Dover this weekend. Kurt Busch looking to the inside of Harvick now. Oh, he slips, kind of like Newman did. Must be something around Kevin Harvick's car. Gordon tries to take second or third place now, but ends up slipping up. Oh, we got cars crashing in turn 2. It's Greg Biffle and Jeff Green. Looked like Greg Biffle was just sliding it because he's smoke over in turn 2, and it was Biffle, and then Jeff Green ends up plowing in to Greg Biffle. So Biffle spins out and then ends up collecting Jeff Green in the 44. Here's Biffle. Just looks like he just goes around. May have had a tire down. Yeah, Biffle's reporting he had a tire cut down. Jason Leffler was there, but it doesn't look like the 60 car makes any certain contact with that 16. Biffle did have to check up for a slowing Joe Nemechek, so that could be where this started. And look like Kyle Petty make a nice maneuver. So the cars involved in this one, the 16 of Greg Biffle and the 44 of Jeff Green. That means we're going to have a one-lap shootout here. Does anybody have anything for Matt Kenseth? Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Kenseth and Harvick nose to tail, but look at Kurt Busch make a dive bomb into turn 1. Kurt looks to the inside, going for the race win. Oh, we got cars crashing hard down the backstretch. Big pile up as they go down. Martin flips over once and barrel rolls into turn 3. Oh my goodness, not quite a barrel roll, but he definitely rolled over a couple times, and Matt Kenseth had the lead at the time of the caution, and Matt Kenseth will win here at Dover. Wild sequence of events here to end the race at the Dover Downs. You see Terry Labonte's involved, last week's winner. Oh, Junior's the one who started. He ends up getting into the wall off of turn 2. And looks like Elliott Sadler tried to check up. Watch this again. Here's Junior. He smacks the wall there. And Sadler may have tried to check up. Tries to cut down. Martin's there. And then Martin goes for a wild ride right here via an assist from Terry Labonte. Let's check that out again. Here comes Sadler into Martin. Oh, Martin hard hit to the inside wall. Rusty Wallace once again involved in a crash. Both the Ray Everham cars involved in this one. Last week's winner, Terry Labonte, and of course Mark Martin caught up in this one as well. Bobby Labonte actually ended up getting a piece of this as well. He should be on the driver report as well, but he's not. But Bobby was able to save it. There's Martin getting the hook. Oh. And last week's winner, Terry Labonte. What a shame. Well, at the time of the caution, Matt Kenseth was out front, and he is your race winner from the pole at Dover. What a win for Matt Kenseth. And we're going to check out those point standings after race 2. In the lead is Matt Kenseth now with Kevin Harvick just 3 points trailing Matt Kenseth. Dale Jr. 18 points. Gordon 42 points out. Waltrip, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Terry Labonte, Bobby Labonte, and Ryan Newman is really suffering now after 2 straight crashes and back-to-back races to open up the chase. Tony Stewart and Jeff Burton maintain 11th and 12th. Robbie Gordon kind of catching up there on Tony Stewart. Here's your 21st through 31st. Elliott Sadler drops out of the top 20 after that wreck. And then your 32nd through 42nd. And these drivers won't be making a lot of leeway here as they are so many points behind after starting the season late. Now your finishing results here. In Dover, Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Michael Waltrip inside the top 5. Gordon was able to salvage a top 10 finish, and Jimmy Johnson rounds out the top 10. Dale Jr. and Bobby Labonte, 11th and 12th. Those are the only two chase drivers inside 10th through or 11th through 20th. 21st through 31st, you see Jimmy Spencer getting a nice top 25. That's notable for his season. And then your 34th is Terry Labonte. 42nd, Ryan Newman. A lot of crashed race cars at the end of this one in Dover. Next race, we're going to see a lot more crashed race cars, I'm just assuming, because we're racing at Talladega. Hope everybody enjoyed this one. This is JT24, JM26, signing out.